Good evening. Welcome to the Health Freedom News and Chat Show. And now, here's a public service announcement.
Fluoride is safe and effective, and it's one of the most inexpensive ways to really cut down on dental decay.
Anything we can do to help prevent cavities on children, I think, is very important.
Absolutely, fluoride is safe. It's effective.
Fluoridation of community water is extremely safe and extremely effective in preventing tooth decay. Science is on the side of fluoride being safe and effective. There is no controversy about this in the scientific community.
If it's such a simple issue, how is it that it's still going on after half a century? I remember it being debated when I was
30 years ago.
And it is continuously debated.
But just because we've been doing something 50 years doesn't necessarily mean that it's right.
Public health officials knew then what they know now. Would we have fluoride? Would it be added to our drinking water? Well, today a coalition of scientists, dentists, and doctors are taking action to stop fluoridation until it is proven safe.
As I began my quest looking into the history of fluoride, I found what seemed to be a tangled web of information. While we agree that there are a number of different players in this game and paths to explore regarding the history on fluoride, for the sake of time, we will attempt to be as concise as possible. In the last part of the 18th century, a new kind of revolution was taking hold of the modern world. This was not a political, social, or cultural revolution. This was an economic revolution, and unfortunately for us, the byproducts were some of the most toxic pollutants humanity had ever seen. And one of the most venomous pollutants of them all was fluoride. By 1930, the aluminum industry was the biggest polluter of fluoride. In America, only one company was in the aluminum business: the Aluminum Company of America, otherwise known as Alcoa. Ironically enough, during that time, the U.S. Public Health Services was under the direct jurisdiction of the U.S. Treasury Secretary Andrew W. Mellon. It just so happened that Mellon was a founder and major stockholder of Alcoa. He was also the founder of the Mellon Institution, an industry-funded research institute that was notorious for giving industry the scientific data it needed to defend itself. The Mellon Institute published some of the key evidence that supported the effectiveness of fluoride in fighting tooth decay. It was Dr. Gerald Cox, who also worked at the Mellon Institute, that made the first proposal to artificially fluoridate our public water supplies. Although widely debated, the official human experiments began in Grand Rapids, Michigan on January 25, 1945, as they were the first to publicly fluoridate their water supply.
Most people in America are persuaded that everybody fluoridates their water. And if you're living in a town like Albany or Long Island or Ithaca or somewhere, but the vast majority of the population of the world does not drink fluoridated water. Most of the countries do not fluoridate their water, only about 30.
The countries now that have banned the use of fluoride, China, Austria, Belgium, Finland, Germany, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, the Netherlands, Hungary, and Japan. All these countries have said that fluoride, number one, is ineffective and toxic and should not be used. We are still using it. There's something wrong here. I think it's time that we become aware and do something about it.
There is a recent lawsuit in Maryland. It's a federal lawsuit. A woman who believed the medical establishment at the time when her daughter was an infant. She gave her daughter 90% of her diet, intake of water, was this fluoridated baby water. And so the daughter grew up with severe fluorosis, and to get that corrected, dental restoration is about $100,000, and they can't bear that burden. So they are suing Nestle and Gerber.
So putting it in a baby bottle when the child doesn't have any visible teeth, there's no way on God's green earth that can have anything except a negative impact on that child.
But they sell it in the grocery store as baby's first water. I've seen that for years. How do we educate women to not buy this for their babies?
And this is why we wanted the warning for infants, because they're the most at risk. They drink their weight in water within 2 or 3 days. If you and I did that, we'd be drinking 22 liters a day.
I mean, it just goes back to the whole these regulatory agencies that are supposed to, be kind of looking out for our best interests, and as you know, they're not.
I say they have a duty to warn. They have a duty to warn you. Not one manufacturer of formula says, by the way, don't use the tap water. Women, Infant, and Children, WIC program. We contacted them. They refused to tell mothers not to use the tap water. And you know what she said? It would damage the fluoridation program.
Fluoride is safe and effective, and it's one of the most inexpensive ways to really cut down on dental decay. Fluoride is safe and effective. Fluoride is safe and effective.
Well, there's a study from 20 years ago showing infant mortality was higher in fluoridated communities. Is that why? I don't know. Why didn't they do a follow-up study? I think that would be interesting to know.
Children have died, you know. There's been a case of a child who swallowed this. The dentist left the room. The parents didn't know. The kid swallowed it, had to be rushed to hospital. They couldn't save him. He died. So, yeah, it's very toxic substance. There's no question about that.
Is that the kind of stuff that a responsible parent would be putting in their child's hand? FDA in 1997 required manufacturers of toothpaste to put this warning label on it. The same as you'd have on a loaded .38 caliber pistol. Keep out of reach of children. And only use a little pea-sized amount, which is about the same amount that would be in a bottle of water. And if that amount is swallowed, call the Poison Control Center or seek professional help immediately. So if I drink a bottle of water, should I call the Poison Control Center too? This is just insane. So this is what two different organizations say. One says, don't swallow it. Why did they put that on there? They put that on there because there were 10,000 calls a year to the Poison Control Centers from children made ill by swallowed toothpaste. 10,000 calls, and you know for every call there's 5 that didn't call. And there are only Poison Control Centers in half the states. So that means 100,000 children are made ill by swallowed toothpaste. It's insane to put a deadly poison in a child's hand and say, go brush and be sure and spit out, Johnny.
Fluoride has been a slow process of introduction into the dental profession where it's commonplace for us to consider fluoride as the thing to do to help decay. But we now know, statistics have shown us, that fluoride is not working. It's very toxic to you and can cause everything from cancer to depression. So, yeah, it's a serious issue.
Good evening. Welcome. Can I get a sound check, please? Can someone just tell me if you're hearing me all okay? Let's have a look. Let's see. Just waiting for someone to give me a sound check before I just carry on gassing away here. Thank you very much, Kitty. Thank you. Light. I could change. I could improve the light. Bear with. Let's go like that. No, it's okay. That'll do. So let me say hello to everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight for the Health Freedom Chat and News Show. Once again, let's say hello to everyone who's in the chat. We've got Kitty. Hello, Kitty. Hello, Miss Blue Sky. Gonzo Johnny's here. And who else have we got here? Denny's in. It's been a long time, Denny. Welcome aboard. Welcome once again. Oh, look at my T-shirt. Look. Wilderness. Denny's here. David's here. Good evening, David. Who else is here? Kerno's here. Hello, Kerno. Jerry's made it. Hey, Jerry. Nice to see you back again. It must have changed your shifts again. Nice to see you. Rich T. Hello, Rich T. I think I said hello. Mascara Snake's in the house as well. Hello. Anyone else that I forgot? Let's have a look. Keep going down here. I think. Creating My Reality. Hello, Creating My Reality. Made a nice long comment there about fluoride. Let's have a look what he said there. Let's have a look what he said there. Don't forget, people spit fluoride toothpaste down the sink, back into the water supply. If they don't fluoridate in your area, if you drink unfiltered tap water, you're getting it. Yeah, and the only way really, Creating My Reality, to get it out of the tap water is to do what I do with my machine there. I think it's there. I think you can see it there. that's my water distiller, and this is my distilled water, and it's the only thing that completely clears out fluoride. I just want to I'll carry on sharing. In fact, I just wanted to share with you this. Talking of fluoride, I hope you liked that intro. It was a bit of a long intro, I know it was, but I just wanted to, I thought it was a really important video to share with everyone. Let me have a look. I just want to share this with you. Share screen. Look at this, right? I typed in which countries have banned water fluoridation. Many European countries have rejected water fluoridation, including Austria, Belgium, Finland, France, Germany, Hungary, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Northern Ireland, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, Scotland, Iceland, and Italy. And unfortunately, where I live in Bedfordshire, they fluoridate the water. And once I found out about that, I was like, nope, I'm not going to. I mean, I've got a filter on my water as well in my shower, because that's all you can do is try and filter it out with a shower filter. And I've got a vitamin C shower filter. And yeah, that's the only way I can do it, because it's going all over your body. But yeah, I recommend you look. You can get them on Amazon, vitamin C shower filters as well. And oh, Kendo's in the house as well, I see. Hello, Kendo. Good evening to you, sir. And to all of the time travelers, as Cookie and Pete say, hello to you. Welcome aboard. Tonight's going to be a shorter show. I've got a busy evening, so I will still do an after chat with everyone. I'll just set the after chat up, and people can then get in the after chat. I'll stay for about 10-15 minutes, and then you leave you to it, because I've got a busy evening. That's all I can say. Top secret. And I won't be here next week because I'm going away on holiday. I'm popping down to lovely Bournemouth and Poole for a little bit of a break. So I won't be with you then. And hopefully I'll be attracting some sunshine. It would be nice, wouldn't it? Let's do the legal bit first of all. Hello, my name's not a Dr. Robert. I'm not a doctor. This show is not medical advice. It's here for fun, information, and entertainment purposes. And that's it. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. And we will get on with the show very, very shortly. How are you? What have you all been up to? Have you got any exciting news? Any exciting news? And what are you drinking tonight? I've got some lovely distilled water here in my posh 1664 glass. And I've also got a cheeky bit of French wine here, a nice Cabernet Syria or Syria in my very old-fashioned glass that I found in the junk shop or the second-hand shop. Got these for 50p each. Lovely, the old crystal. Cheers. So what's everyone been up to? Anything exciting? I watched I'm drinking water and ice with lime, says Denny. Blimey, Denny. You feeling all right? Anyway, it's nice to see you, Denny, and it's great to see some old faces. No Paula, so I'm going to send out a message to Paula, or she might be there. She might be just lurking in the background and just wanting to be quiet. So I'm going to say, Paula, we miss you. I know you haven't been on any of the shows, so it'd be lovely to see you again and joining in the live shows. But never mind. You know, we know you're watching, and we know you're there, because I have heard from Paula. So anyone who is interested, she's okay, and she'll be back really, really soon. I'm sure she will. And yeah, hello to everyone else, to Steve as well, if he's watching, and to Cookie and Pete if they're watching, and Jimmy if he's watching as well. I thought Jimmy's show on Saturday was very good. Did you all enjoy it? Did anyone see Jimmy's show? I thought it was really good. He managed to avoid a lot of Ukraine news, which was great. So yeah, that was nice and refreshing. And people are drinking. Mascara's drinking tea. Kitty's drinking water again. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. People just talking amongst themselves. Mascara Snake says here, interesting that they don't fluoridate the water in Oxford. Perhaps the scientists at the university know something that we know and others don't. That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Mascara. Did you do your festival, Mascara? I remember, or is it? No, it's coming up, isn't it? Mascara's he's doing some music work at a festival soon, I believe, because he lives down that way in Oxford. Kendo just says, I just learnt these days. And Ninja, if Ninja James is watching, not my James. Oh, yeah, my James, yeah. It's his birthday on Saturday. So I just want to say happy birthday to my son. I'm very proud of him. I think he's achieved so much. He's a great man. And I just want to say I love him. And yeah, happy birthday to him. And tell me what you want. Oh, yeah, he said he wants some golf lessons or something. He's getting into golf these days. So, yeah. So tonight I've got some stories for you. And I've got, it's from the usual source. I was been a bit busy today, but I'm, because of everything that's some personal stuff that's going on. But it doesn't matter. I'm here. And I've got a show for you. I hope you like the beginning. I've got some other stuff to show you halfway through. Oh, last week I officially arrived on YouTube because I got my first strike. I got a copyright strike for playing Dr. Robert, and I had to edit it out before they let it go back up again. So if you did miss last week's show, it is back up again if you want to watch it. But yeah, if you see me, there's a bit where I show Dr. Robert, which is this thing. Where is it? Let me show you. I think I've got it here somewhere. Where is it? This one. Look. See that? When that comes up, that means I was just about to, and his special cup, look. Looks like I'm, sort of doing that, doesn't it? I'm doing the bird. I'm giving the peace sign, or is it the the NWO sign? I'm cooking spaghetti bolognese. Do you mind? I'm just going to go and check it. Just excuse me, just 2 minutes, 1 minute. You can observe me. Look, just talk amongst yourselves. I'm that busy. Look, just stir it. Just stir it. That's all you got to do. Just give it a stir. Proper spaghetti bolognese made by my own hands. Yep. And we've still got some light. That's great as well. Yep. So what are you eating tonight? Oh, Denny. Yeah, very good, Denny. Yeah. Denny got it in. Yep. I think Fucky's gone. Yeah. Very good. Well done. How's Germany, Denny? Are you anything exciting happening in Germany down there? Yeah, where's the funky chicken? I mean, the Spanish chicken. Where is he? He's probably lurking actually, because he tends to lurk these days, and then he suddenly just appears, doesn't he? He suddenly appears. So I've got stories about blood clots and long COVID. I've got consultant behind senior doctors strikes. Works for 7 private health companies. GP will see you, but not for a month. Huge 42% rise in a 4-week period. I've also got, it looks like a toy spider, but this micro robot is one of the army of health things that they're introducing. It's a bit scary, really. And I use my period blood to water my plants. I'm going to save that one for last. I thought it was a bit disgusting, but I thought I'd bring it to you, So, right, let's present. Let's share a story then with you. Here we go. Right, share screen. Share screen. This is quite sad, actually. Are tiny blood clots the real cause of long COVID? Cutting-edge research suggests this may be the answer to the condition that's left up to half of young victims bedridden, or like Samir in a wheelchair. And I think you'll see him in a second. There he is. There he was beforehand, and here he is after. He's his hair's gone a bit mad. I think it's a symptom of long COVID as well. But this is quite sad, actually, really. Back in September 2020, 11-year-old Samir looked set for a bright future. Keen student, he just got into a competitive secondary school and was the kind of youngster who enjoyed zooming around on his bike or playing with friends in the park near his home in Barking in Essex. But the happy routine came to an abrupt end within weeks of the start of his first term after he caught COVID. Less than 6 months after recovering from the infection in September 2021, which caused fever, severe chest pain and fatigue, he was confined to a wheelchair with long COVID symptoms. I don't remember a day without pain, Samir, 13, told Good Health in a voice heavy with fatigue. This is so sad. Long COVID has taken my life and smashed it to bits. It's taken every happiness and destroyed it beyond repair. It has all but killed me. Can I just say that statement, right? So this is what apparently he said. Long COVID has taken my life and smashed it to bits. It has taken every happiness and destroyed it beyond repair. It has all but killed me. I find it hard to believe that a 13-year-old would make that statement. But hey, his mother, Jana, 52, describes how difficult her son's life has become. He's unable to stand up. Any movement gives him severe pain all over his body, he says. He's also has noise sensitivity, which makes him cry out and cause muscle spasms, even if he hears the vacuum cleaner, for instance. But the worst thing is the chronic tiredness that stops him going to school, says Jana, an accountant mother of 3, who is married to Mohammed, 56, who was previously a chef and is now a full-time carer for Samir. Samir has been ill for 20 months, and until he gets some kind of proper treatment, he isn't going to recover, says Jana. Long COVID, defined as symptoms such as fatigue, shortness of breath, and brain fog that lasts for at least 2 months after infection, is thought to affect at least 2 million children in the UK, around 69,000 of them children. That number is rising as the virus continues to circulate. And while Britain led the world in developing vaccines, treatment for acute COVID, it seems research into long COVID has been left behind. Just as the UK inquiry starts to investigate the pandemic's impact, patients and doctors are calling for more help now for those suffering from the effects of the infection. Specialist doctors recently gave an emotional representation in Westminster to MPs at the All-Parliamentary Group. Blah, 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 blah. Now, there's a bit that I wanted to read to you, and it goes on here about... it says, so they're going to... the plan, which included 70 million to expand long COVID services and 30 million for enhanced services for general practice support patients. And it says also here, where does it say? If we don't find a treatment, more individuals are going to be longer term disabled, said Mr. Duncan. So I think this is promoting, again, we want to push more money to spend more money in the NHS that the NHS hasn't got to treat something that was probably, let's be honest, maybe caused by something else. Because what it doesn't say here is whether this young lad had the treble top. Okay, it doesn't say. Now, let's remember that kids were the least likely to get that thing, and so therefore I think this is, and I've read this whole story and it does not say anything about whether he did have the triple top or not. So now there was another thing here. Mr. Duncan showed an image of a blood sample containing fragments of blood vessel lining from an 11-year-old with long COVID who is now in a wheelchair as a result. She explained that the clots are formed when T cells, white blood cells, and are part of the immune system are chronically activated by the infection, leading to overproduction of molecules called cytokines that damage the lining of blood vessels. Blood components called platelets respond to this by clumping together in a clot, and depending on where the clot forms, this could help explain the wide range of the symptoms. The APPG was told that 38 to 50% of previously fit people aged between 16 and 40 affected by long COVID are being left bedridden in wheelchairs. Many are unable to sit up as a result. And I have got tachycardia syndrome, where the heart rate suddenly rockets, causing fainting. Some think this may be linked to microclots. These microclots might also help to explain UK research published in the journal Circulating in 22, which found that people who caught COVID in the first wave had a risk of heart attack or stroke 20 times higher than those without a diagnosis. I don't know. I think you can maybe get where I'm going here, and that is that this does sound a bit like myocarditis for kids, or it's a form of myocarditis. It says, it goes on to say here that he said, my symptoms were so bad. This was someone else. Dr. Khan, who has long COVID, has himself had a specialist treatment in Germany. He was first infected with the virus whilst treating patients in November 2020, and says he's had it 4 times since. Now, what would a doctor, let me put this to you, what would a doctor get, to stop them getting this? I think you know where I'm going with that, okay? He says he had it 4 times since. He's been unable to work because of debilitating fatigue, brain fog, and muscle pain. My symptoms were so bad, I contemplated ending my life, says the Dr. Khan, who belongs to a Facebook group for doctors with long COVID that has 2,000 members. So it's a doctor group that's got 2,000 members. Last year, when Good Health first spoke to Mr. Khan, he already spent £30,000 on this specialist treatment. He has now had 21 sessions, each lasts 3 to 4 hours and costs around £1,100 at a total cost, with therapies of £50,000 with his life savings. It's helped, but it hasn't got me back to where I was. I was completely fit, and now I'm struggling all the time, he says. So again, I think where they're going with this is they're trying to rally up more money to go towards finding a cure. And you can see that this guy has gone to Germany, and this therapy is costing £30,000 at a time. There is another bit down here that I wanted to share with you because it's quite a long story, so I'm not going to do any more. Look at this poor lad. He looks. I really feel for him. I really feel. Let's have a look. There's another one who's had it as well that's going on about it. So at the end here, it says they got COVID at the same time as Samir, right? This is his sisters, I think it was his siblings, but recovered within days. Now, again, isn't it funny they got it at the same time? Okay, my daughter Amal is 18 and due to due to go to university, and Jakob is 16 and has done GCSEs, but Samir isn't moving on. He spent 2 years being unwell. He's very bright academically, but has missed out on a great deal of school and normal things. He can hardly move around the house, let alone play outside. I wonder when his life will ever go back to normal. It's incredibly worrying. That is so fucking sad. I'm sorry to swear there, but it's such a sad story. I really feel for the boy, you know, but unfortunately, my suspicion thinks that the parents, you know, took him along for the 3-dart finish. So, and hello, Spanish Chicken. Good evening to you, sir. Our Nubian's turned up as well. Hello, Nubian. Long time no see. I was talking about you the other day, wondering where you were because we haven't seen you for a while. Nubin, just to let you know that I've had I don't know if you've had I've had some message from Paula. She's okay, but we haven't seen Paula for a while, so just to let you know, all right. But she's absolutely fine. But yeah, very sad news, Kitty. Absolutely right. With that, I don't know what everyone else thinks. If you want to make a comment about that story, please do so. God, it's 8:30 already. I had a very long beginning. Yeah, it was all about fluoride. Nubin, did they fluoridate the water where you live? I'm not a great lover of fluoride. I make my own toothpaste with coconut oil and some herbs and some bicarbonate of soda, and some cinnamon, I think it is. And so I like that. It's almost like a yeah, it's natural toothpaste to me. It's very hard to find any like a toothpaste A without fluoride and B that hasn't got other chemicals in it. So it's really simple to make your own toothpaste. It's a bit salty. If you want it a bit more minty, add a bit more mint in it. It's entirely up to you. I quite like mine. Male online, so could be a fake story. Spanish chicken. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, Mascara Snake says coconut oil and ground cloves. There you go. Yeah, and cloves is great for your teeth as well. You're absolutely right. So yeah, pretty sad, that story. Very, very sad. I want to share this with you as well. Here's another one. This is about how long it's taking to see your GP now as well. GPs will see you next month. Number of 4-week waits for appointments rises 42% in just 1 year. So how does your area fare? About 1.3 million consultations in May were booked at least 28 days earlier, according to a report published by the Liberal Democrats. This was a 42% higher than the 912,000 in May 2022. Overall, almost 5% of GP appointments, or 1 in 20, were booked at least 4 weeks earlier. I think this is happening because people know they can't get appointments. So soon, if they've got like some sort of problem, they're going to try and get an appointment booked as quickly as they can or whenever they can. I think this is about this whole booking to see a doctor in 4 weeks is because they can't get to see their doctor. So I think that this isn't actually necessarily true. Gloucestershire apparently is the worst. Sheffield's the second. Derby third. Dorset, Yorkshire, Leicestershire, Norfolk, Chorley, Cornwall, Isles of Scilly, Nottingham, West Sussex, and Northumberland. I know some of you live in these areas, so what's your experience of that? Is it difficult to find a doctor in your area and get an appointment? Gloucestershire recorded the highest proportion at 9.7%. This was followed by Sheffield, and it goes on. The Lib Dems are calling on the government to review GP access in rural areas on the back of the data. Let's see. The government needs to launch an urgent review into the lack of access to GPs in rural communities to end yet another example of health inequality. Ministers should also back Liberal Democrat proposals to give everyone the legal right to an appointment within a week or within 24 hours if in urgent need. Now, I've got a follow-on story to this, which, again, you could understand why. And I think, again, this is pushing towards privatisation, in my own opinion. The figures which come from the NHS Digital are not a direct measure of waiting times for all GP appointments. Patients are allocated appointments based on an assessment of their medical issue, with more urgent or concerning problems given priority. And let's not forget that you've got A&E overwhelmed right now. Because why? Because people can't get to see their GPs. And you can see here the figures. It says NHS data shows 70% of GP appointments were face-to-face in April, the highest figure since the pandemic kicked off in 2020. The figure fell slightly in May to 69.8%. 44% of all GP appointments in England in May were held on the same day the patient called seeking help. The 4-week wait also includes patients who specifically asked for an appointment on a specific date in the future. It comes with data shows public satisfaction with their GP has fallen to an all-time low, with many giving up trying to see their doctor altogether. Just 7 in 10 patients describe their overall experience of the last GP practice as good overall, the latest edition of annual survey. This was the lowest since records began in 2018. Many doctors have chosen to retire in their 50s, move abroad, or leave to work in the private sector because of complaints about soaring demand, paperwork, and toxic environment. And it goes on and on. NHS statistics show there were 27,200 full-time equivalent qualified GPs as of the end of May this year. This is 427 fewer than the same time last year. And that, again, you have to, why are we getting these appointments? Why is there such a need? Why are people getting more and more ill? And I wanted to share this with you as well. This was in my local chemist. And this is how bad things are. Look at this, right? I'm going to show it to you. Okay, now I don't know if you can see it that easy, but I'll read it to you. It says, here at the pharmacy, we have become increasingly busier and are having to change the way we work to ensure our staff aren't overwhelmed. Please help us with this so we can continue to provide you all the best possible service going forwards. Due to an unprecedented increase in prescription volume, we have had to make a few changes to our operations. We ask all patients on repeat-only medicines to order 10 days before running out. We will confirm completion via our Facebook service, and then it just goes on. I can't even read it, to be honest with you. It's so small. Let me see if I can blow it up. And oh, here it goes. Patients already signed in and have received an SMS will be able to join the express collection queue. We will still dispense the prescription early, but you will be required to wait up until 30 to 60 minutes or call back at a later date. And I mean, this is the sort of thing that's happening. Exit full screen. Let me take this off. Let me go back here. And let me just take this off. There it is. Hide that. There you go. You've got my ugly mug back again. So you can see that you've got the appointments to get a GP are just going up and up and up, and people are demanding to see more GPs. So people are getting sicker. People are asking to are going to chemists. The chemists, which you've just seen there, are now becoming overwhelmed with people wanting prescriptions. And here's another story that links to that one, to do with GPs. And again, I think this is all pushing personally towards privatization. So you know the GPs are also like trying to go. They're talking about strike, and they want something like a 30% increase in their salary. Okay, but a consultant behind the senior doctors' strikes who opposes privatization works for 7 private health insurance firms and charges $2,000 for a routine test. A consultant behind the senior doctor strikes claims to oppose privatization, but works with 7 health insurance firms and charges £2,000 for a routine test. Mike Henley, a lead negotiator for the British Medical Association, was last night accused of staggering hypocrisy after the extent of his private work was revealed. The doctor and union activist has said he opposes privatization. He has also prompted conspiracy theories about the Tufton Street Mafia, referring to the Westminster location of several centre-right policy think tanks trying to push what he calls wholesale privatization of the health service. Now, I think that this is a hit piece on this man, okay? I'm not agreeing with this story. Yes, I'm sure he does do private work, but I believe that this man is being given a hit piece. I'll carry on. Mr. Henley, who owns a 1 million cottage in rural Derbyshire, is among thousands of consultants who will strike on Thursday and Friday this week. And there you are. He shows you his pretty house there. All right. On Sunday, the BMA announced 2 more walkouts of consultants on August 24th and 25th and threatened to stage more action following an insulting 6% pay rise. This is despite consultants enjoying average earnings of $128,000 and 60,000 plus annual pensions, and amid warnings that their strikes will have a big impact on waiting lists. Now, isn't this just so convenient? They're going to go on strike because they say they're not earning enough money, and yet they've got time to do private work because they think they're not getting paid enough. There's another thing I'll share with you that I heard about dentists the other day. I'll be with you in a second. The BMA insists the walkouts will not stop until their demands for a 35% rise are met. But ministers say it's unaffordable. Mr. Henley will be among senior medics who are able to profit from the walkouts because they are allowed to cash in on private work whilst they strike. MP Paul Bristow, who sits on the Commons Health Committee, said it's a bit rich and staggering, hypocritical for consultants like Henley to be complaining about how underpaid they are whilst doing lucrative work with 7 health insurance firms. I'm sure that's right, Mr. MP, because you don't do any moonlighting, do you? I'm sure, and earn a little bit of cash on the side using your name, sitting on firms on their committees because you're an MP. People like Henley should be around the negotiating table and doing everything they can to get doctors back to work. I've got no problem with their nature's consultants doing some private practice, but that shouldn't be moralising about. But they shouldn't be moralising about the private NHS privatisation. This is a complete hypocrisy from one of the key individuals behind the Consultants Committee's threats to strike. And it goes on and on and on. And it goes here. He is listed as among those charging more than £2,000 for a cystoscopy at Derby Hospital, which confirmed this was a rate without including a consultation, which is a further £225. Okay. Alongside his private work, is listed as a urology consultant for the University of Derby, Burton, and NHS Trust. He is deputy chairman of the Consultants Committee. Mr. Henley will not get all the fee advertised for his private work, and that he could receive as little as 10%. A spokesman said consultants are committed to providing patients with the best care possible. And it goes on like that. So, yeah, he gets £225 for his private work, okay? I just think this was personally a bit of a hit piece against this guy. And yes, we do need to have doctors working. I think it's completely unrealistic that they're demanding a 35% pay rise. Everyone's having their belts tightened. Everyone's struggling at the moment. And nurses, I think most of the pay deals being settled at the moment are around about 6%, something like that. What's people saying? Let's have a look. I've got some comments here. Let's have a look. Oh, let's go back to that. Let's go up to the top, see what I've missed here. Let me have it. Jimmy Hagan's in. Good evening, Jim. Welcome, welcome. And the Ginger Kid has arrived as well. And so Steve Tagoose. Hello to Steve. Hello, Jimmy. And hello, Jimmy, my son, Jimmy. Happy birthday, James, for Saturday. Love you, son. And very proud of you. And, let me know what you want for your birthday. I think you just want some money towards lessons. So nice to see you. To see you. Nice. Did I say hello to Kerner? I'm sure I said hello to Kerner. Steve, yes, Steve. Hi, how's Steve? Steve, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well, sir. Miss Blue Sky says, let's have a look. What's Miss Blue Sky saying? Oh no, they're talking about something personal there. About their, she's talking with Kitty there. Let's have a look. Oh, Jerry's off, is he? Cheers, Jerry. Jerry's got to go. Ta-da, Jerry. Where's Jerry going? Night, folks. Onto the roof here to run some cables. I will be listening. Have a great night. Miss you. Goodbyes. Jerry, we love you. Welcome back. It was great to see you, Jerry. Keep that. Be careful on that roof, mate. And be careful with the ladder. New Being says, and I would agree with this, doctor yourself. I had a problem with a UTI the other week, solved with homeopathy, then was good for a while, but then embarrassing painful hemorrhoids, treated now with calendula cream locally. There you go. So you can doctor yourself, and that's what I think. I try and encourage so many people to try and do that. We do have an internet, we do have friends, we do have shows like this as well. And if you ever want to get in touch with me, just send me an email. I'll try and, I'm not here to give any legal advice, but I will give some friendly pointers. Let's put it that way for anyone who wants to know. And didn't he piles of fun? That's not very nice, isn't it? Yeah. Let's have a look. Kerno saying, the last time I saw a state registered nurse was when I peered through a window and saw a gaggle of them at a round table meeting. Yep. Oh, and Matty's in, my other son as well. Matty Boy Skates is here. He's working tonight as well, and he's just dropped by. Hello, Matt. Good to see you. And Dinny says you're spoiled, James. What? Because I love my sons? Nah. Matt, I'm going to show you something in a minute, and there's a skateboarder in it, and he did a trick that I was so impressed with. I started to use CBD plaster tonight. I didn't even know you could get CBD plasters. Wow, that's good, isn't it? Spanish chicken. I hope you haven't got a hairy arse, Snoopy. He's a cheeky sod, isn't he? He's a cheeky sod. He really is. And oh dear. Let's share another story with you. Let's have a look. This is really, really. I couldn't believe I was reading this story. Okay, look at this. Right, it looks like a tiny spider, but this micro robot is one of an army of tiny devices designed to travel inside your body to spot and even treat disease. One of them had legs, and to be honest, looked a little scary. This Professor Valdestri is describing one of his designs from miniature robot capable of navigating its way through a human body, one of 20 prototypes he's designed with potential to diagnose or even cure disease. I don't like that word, cure. What do you do when you cure some meat? The idea was the spider robot would be sent into the colon to investigate a suspicious growth, and the legs would help to create space to allow the robot to move through. It's a narrow space, says the professor, chair of robotics at the autonomous systems at Leeds University. Another of designs, which looks like a pair of sharp teeth, which would carry surgical clips into the body to where it needed in order to stem bleeding. All the tiny robots known as capsule robots come equipped with a camera, and some also carry a sensor that can detect bleeding or the pH of tissue, which can determine abnormalities and may give an idea if it's potentially cancerous. The capsule robot also needs to carry a tiny radio transmitter capable of sending that information to the outside world, so a surgeon can see in real time what's happening, and a receiver so that it responds to commands to go forward and back, for example. Look at this scary thing. Look at it. What are people afraid of? People afraid of spiders. Why did they have to make it a spider shape? It's just scary to me. It really is. And ideally a battery source for power and a reservoir to store drugs, adds the professor. Then if something suspicious is detected either by the robot itself or the doctor, the robot could eject the drug where needed. These robots are so small they would be swallowed or inserted via an orifice. Sounds far-fetched. Actually, it's not. For a while, the scary spider robot hasn't made it far past the drawing board. Another of the Professor miniature robots will be tested on human volunteers for the first time next month. Hands up if you want to be a volunteer. Touch your toes and up it goes, sir. Some zip around the body independently, while others are plugged into a long tether or wire that provides power. But all have the potential to change how we diagnose and treat common conditions, from checking growths to unblocking arteries or even delivering vital medications such as the lovely chemotherapy exactly where needed. A colonoscopy takes around 45 minutes and can be unpleasant and uncomfortable, so the patient is normally sedated. Around 900,000 colonoscopies are performed every year in the UK. It's painful because of a stiff tube is inserted into the colon. Jokes coming forward from the chat, which has many benefits, but the endoscope is not flexible, says the professor. The capsule robot, by contrast, is a tiny cylinder-shaped device measuring 2.5 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters, the size of a broad bean. With this capsule robot, it would be painless, so the patient wouldn't even need sedation. It also takes a long time to train someone to carry out a colonoscopy, so there is a lack of capacity. We hope to improve that with our robotic system. The staff would still need training, but this is much easier. It's like learning to play a video game. I think Pete and Cookie would be good at this then. They're our doctors of the future. For the human trial, the robot will be pushed via the volunteer's bottom into the colon. Attached to a flexible hollow tether, it will then be driven around the colon by a magnetic field controlled by a doctor with a joystick. Oh, what joy. Oh, dear. Look how small it is. Look, that's a pound coin, I think. And look how tiny it is. Look. Oh, my. Smaller than a flea. A single crab robot stands on the edge of a coin. A miniature robotic crab tinier than a flea has become the smallest ever remote-controlled robot. It goes on and on and on in this article. And there you go. Look, you can. There's other ones here. By the way, all the links I'm talking about tonight are in the show notes. So if you want to go and read these again, please, they're there. I try and make it as easy as possible. There's something else here that I read. And you can see how small these look. Look how small these robots are. Look in this hand. Look, they're tiny, tiny, tiny. I think there was a bit about how much it actually costs or something like that. And there's another one resembling a ship's propeller. This is a greatly enlarged picture of a robotic thin micro robot. In reality, it's thinner than the human hair. It's been developed by scientists at Northwestern University in the US who say that in future it will help deliver drugs exactly where they're needed in the body, not only making the drugs more effective, but also reducing potential side effects. It's powered by an air bubble inside that moves when exposed to ultrasound. It travels very fast for its size, the equivalent of a human running at 400 miles per hour. Oh my God. I don't know. I wouldn't want. Look, there he is. Look, holding up a robot. He looks so happy. You can shove it up your ass, Mr. Michael Schippelmascher. There you go. I think also it's going to, like they say, it costs a lot of money to train these people. This is the worrying thing that I want to read to you. A study in the journal PLOS ONE, where researchers analysed incidents involving robotic surgery, where giant spider-like arms are stationed over a patient and moved by a surgeon using a joystick-like device, that had been reported to the official regulator in the US, found there had been 144 deaths and 1,391 injuries as a result between 2000 and 2013. 14% of the injuries involved bits falling off the robotic arm and damaging the patient, but 8.6% involved unintended operation of the instruments. In other words, the robot doing its own thing. This surely must be one of the biggest fears about mini robots. They can go rogue inside the body. You're damn right they can. And there you go. What do you think about all of that then? Would you have a robot up your ass put into your body? I know I wouldn't. No way, Jose. No way. I would not have one. What are people saying? Right, let's have a look. Steve's good. Oh yeah, we got to hairy ass comment. Yes. Rich T said, could be worse. It could be a crab. That's true. That's good. That's true. Good evening, Mr. Hammer. Or is it Hammer? Is it Hamer? Sean Hamer. Sean, am I saying it? Is it Hamer? Sean Hamer. Or is it Hammer? I'm sorry. Sorry if I get it wrong. Here we go. People saying hello to Sean. Kendo says fudge robots, and Miss Blue Sky says fuck robots. If those robots can do that, they or something that I think she meant to say. There we go. So I was listening to a radio article the other day on the radio in my car, and it was talking about the NHS dentist. Now I didn't know this. One of the reasons why you can't get an NHS dentist, obviously, is that they're leaving the service. And one of the reasons they're leaving the service, this was the interesting fact that I picked up from the conversation, and it was with an NHS dentist who is going to go private. He said that they've increased, the costs have increased about 13%, and the government have only given them a 3% increase in their fees. So they're effectively lowering their salaries down. Now, I don't know about you, but you can sort of understand why they don't want to work in the NHS now. Because, I mean, the fact that the government aren't investing in NHS dentists now, again, it's something, it's going to go towards privatization as far as I'm concerned. That's where it's going. And, there's nothing that you can really do about it. This dentist was saying that he does cheap emergency appointments, and a cheap emergency appointment just to see them was £60. Sean says there is a spelling of Hamer with an a Hamer as well. So okay, so does, I think I've said it right there. I don't know. I apologize if I got it wrong, Sean. So yeah, that's the reason what's going on with dentists as well. So I just wanted to share some other stuff with you. Actually, here's some bits I put together a little bit earlier. We're going to have a little break now. Have a little break. I'm not doing a song because I like to get they like to give me like strikes. I need to, don't ever play the Beatles. Cookie and Pete, if you're watching this, don't ever, all right? Instead, look at some of these, okay? Look at some of these. I'm going to remove myself, but watch these.
Empty?
Yeah.
Empty?
Yeah.
Full? Mm-hmm. Follow the full one. Ready? Very easy.
That one?
No. Empty. Empty. Full. Concentrate.
I'm concentrating. Yeah. That one. Oh, sake. There's none in them. Oh!
This is amazing. Look here. This is just amazing. Look at this.
No ways. Look at that.
Wow.
Oh my God, gorgeous.
This is just.
No, that's unbelievable.
This is. No. I saw the.
And then, that's I don't even have it on. Yeah. I alles gut. Man kann sich vor allen Dingen in dieser Kamera auch sehen, ob man das gleichmäßig verteilt. Okay.
You're not supposed to ever be sick. Never. The body is a miraculous machine that has been created to take care of itself and heal itself if we don't interfere. That you make yourself sick. And if the mind is powerful enough to make yourself sick, it's also powerful enough to heal you. First we got to find out why. Why did you do this to yourself? What were you trying to tell yourself? Every disease is the body talking to you.
Generation is all about diversity, except diversity of thought. Right? We want diversity of cultures, economic, social standing. You want
the skin color.
You want skin colors. But if someone has a different thought as you do, all of a sudden, oh, we don't want that diversity.
best way to gain control of the most intelligent, powerful species on the planet would be to completely divide them from the love within themselves. As soon as they are old enough to begin creating an understanding of who they are, force them into a system that teaches them that it is wrong to be yourself if yourself is different from what is accepted as normal. Confuse them about their own biological makeup so that they think that permanently altering their body is the answer to happiness. Require their daily attendance at an institution that makes them focus only on the information that is provided. Make them attend that institution from age 5 until an adult and repeatedly test them on the information so that it becomes their truth. Give them an explanation to everything so that they never have a chance to make their own assumptions of the world. Scold them and humiliate them if they suggest an opinion that opposes that of their authorities. Keep reminding them of how cruel their ancestors were to each other in the past and broadcast how cruel they are to each other in the present. Only show them tragedies on the news so that they live in fear and think the worst of one another. Convince them that their species used to be that of an incognizant wild animal. Make them think that their very existence is so incredibly random that they lack purpose and struggle to make sense of a creator. Tell them that their kind is as smart as they've ever been so that they don't question the integrity of the system that they're in. Provide them idols with artificial beauty and use them as examples of what it is to look perfect so that they are never content with their own appearance and can't help but to compare themselves amongst each other. Create addictive digital platforms that rank them by numbers so that they base their self-worth off of the amount of followers that they have and are never satisfied. Build a society around them in which those who have money benefit and those who don't fail. Make money their main focus, but make it so difficult to accumulate that they remain in a place of constant struggle, forced to dedicate the majority of their time to the system that made it this way. Tax them in every way possible, but tell them that it's for their own benefit so that they don't think twice about paying it. Take so much of their time and energy throughout the week, but give them 2 days to themselves so that they feel a sense of reward and don't fight back. Promote the consumption of poison in every social setting so that even on those 2 days, they remain disconnected from themselves and each other. Pump their food with excess sugars and addictive chemicals, but make it cheap, advertised, and easily accessible so that they never stop consuming. When their food makes them ill, prescribe them medication that only masks the symptoms so that they become dependent on it every day. Charge them so much money for healthcare so that they stay in a constant loop of consuming, medicating, and working. Cause chaos amongst them and blame it on a group of their own so that they form judgmental stereotypes. Turn them against each other in so many ways so that even if they were to connect on one, they would still be divided by another.
There you go. Did you like those? I'd like to dedicate all of those little videos and everything to Pete, who's inspired me to do things like that. So cheers, Pete. Thanks for that. I really appreciate it. Let me have a look. Yeah, Pete's in. Oh, hello, Pete. Yeah. There you go, Pete. That was for you, you see. I hope you like those. Let's have a look. Yep. I think I've caught up with everything. Did you like those? Some of those what I do is I collate them through the week. And anything I think's really good and I think's worth sharing, I'll try and share it on the show. And it just breaks up the show a little bit as well, doesn't it? You know, but I think some of those were quite amazing. And some of them just a bit of fun, aren't they? They're just a little bit of fun. So I'm just going to I'm going to go to the last story now, and then we'll just finish with a quick quiz, and then I'm going to be out of here. So let's just present to you the last story. This one's a bit random. Again, all these stories I've linked in the show notes. So here we go. I use my period blood to water my plants. It helps me give back to the earth and makes my menstrual cycle feel magical. Hey, man, I'm a hippie, man. Jessica Mackerson, 37, used to experience painful and heavy periods, but now the Costa Rican got into shamanism and learned about her powerful womb. The practice of giving blood back to the earth was an ancient tradition. A woman has revealed that she waters her plants with her period blood in order to give back to the earth by following an ancient tradition. Jessica, 37, said she started looking into shamanism, a religious practice, and reconnected with her body after reading about the ancient traditions and importance of the womb. She was inspired to create her own symbolic practice of using her blood of her plants by using a spray bottle. She argues that the menstrual blood is good for her plants because it provides nitrogen and potassium to them. And this is true. You know, you can use blood. My dad used to use blood to feed his grapevine that he used to grow years and years ago. There she is. She's a pretty lady. When Jessica was younger, she didn't understand what it meant to be a woman. Talking about periods was a taboo, and she used to think it was a disadvantage to have her cycles. She used to cry herself to sleep before she improved her relationship with her body by looking into shamanism. Shamanism put her on a deep journey to understand the importance and power of a woman's womb. Her period now gives her experiences of ecstasy and magic, and she practices an ancient tradition of giving her blood back to the earth. She collects her blood using a menstrual cup, pours it into a bottle, and uses water to dilute it. Jessica calls the process magical. Women used to free bleed. They would walk through the crops with the blood running down their legs into the earth. They saw what it did to the land. She added, I go outside and express my gratitude for Mother Nature. It's sacred and something celebrated. It's truly the most beautiful gift. And yeah, I think this is quite interesting. I'm not sure that I'd want to try something like this. Well, I'm not a woman, or get it from another woman and put it on my plants. But there you go. She wants to stop the shame surrounding periods. It's seen as a gross disgust, and it's associated with so much shame. But it's the same way that we get pregnant. She said. Jessica now honors her body and said that she's able to live a vibrant life. Plants use nitrogen in order to grow, reproduce, and produce enzymes and nucleic acids. They also use it to help chlorophyll molecules, which are molecules that capture sunlight to help convert it into food. Because nitrogen is used in all these functions, plants need it fairly large quantities in order to survive, according to Earth Science Growing. But when it comes to period blood, success varies due to the number of factors, because every woman's period is different levels of sodium, calcium, and iron. Due to this, the blood needs to be watered down so that the salt doesn't negatively impact your plants. And there you go. And I think she's got a little video there as well. And it just goes on. Women's blood is symbolic of abundance and health. My body is creating something, creating life, and truly mind-blowing, she said. What do you think of that then? There we go. I thought you'd enjoy that one. Yeah, I thought you'd enjoy that one. So there you go. Spraying blood on your plants from your partner's period. It's not, I don't know. Would you try it? I don't know. I personally think it's a bit yuck. Jimmy, why doesn't she sacrifice children like everyone else? That's very good, Jim. Very good. Rich T. Yeah, there's a joke there. There we go. It's a rags to riches story. Or a rags to rich tea story. Sean, the New Age Gaia cult. The New Age Gaia cult is one of self-sacrifice, self-sabotage, and self-deception. You're probably right there, Sean. Yeah, you're probably right, mate. Bloody garden, says Gonzo Johnny. And Pete says, no, just no. Nubian says, I've raised cats. They ate the placenta of their kittens. You're right, Nubian, but they're cats. And they've got humans wanting to do that these days as well, haven't they? So yeah. I mean, they're saying there's meant to be a lot of nutrition in it, and I suppose there's a lot of stem cells and stuff, isn't there? You know, there's meant to be a lot of stem cells in that sort of thing. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to my bookmarks, and I'm going to call up the quiz. Well, I'm going to ask you actually. Do you want? No, I'm going to do the quiz. This is quite a good quiz actually. Let's have a look. Let's find it. There it is. I've got it there. Okay. Right. There it goes. It's the trivia quiz. Let's share that. Let's come back to you. Let's share that screen with you. So here we go. Remember, I'm doing a shorter show tonight because I've got a busy evening tonight. I've got to finish off my spaghetti bolognese and share it with someone lovely. And here we are. So we're going to do a quick quiz before I go, and then I'll jump in the after show and set it all up, or maybe Jimmy can go in there as well and manage it for me. That'd be great if you could, Jim, but don't worry if you can't. So let's do should we do entertainment? Should we do entertainment? Yeah? Entertainment or food and drink or geography? You tell me. Come on, what do you want? General knowledge. I think we did general knowledge last week. Dictionary, entertainment, history, food and food and drink, geography, or science and nature. What are you fancying? Come on. What are you fancying out of that lot? I want some responses, please. None so far. I'm sure you're probably all writing, but I'm just like not seeing them. Oh, geography. So we've got history. Denny says geography. Spanish says geography. Kendo says history. Geography or history is what I'm seeing. Okay. Any other? Rich T says food, drink. New being say entertainment. Come on. I was shit at geography anyway, didn't he? Yeah, so was I. New being saying entertainment. Any more now? Come on. Last one. I'm going to make a decision. So far, we've got more geography and history. Pete's. I'm going to dedicate this one to Pete because I love Pete because Pete's great. Right, Pete's going to want science. Right, Pete, you got science, mate. Here we go. Science and nature. Question: what element is symbolized by the letter K? Is it A, iron, B, copper, C, potassium, or D, krypton? Where's Superman? What element is symbolized by the letter K? Is it A, iron, B, copper, C, potassium, or D, krypton? Miss Blue Sky says C. Starfish Troopers says A. Kendo saying C. Anyone? Kitty says C. Rich T says C. Nubian says potassium. Okay, right, here we go then. Let's have a look. Is it iron? No. Is it krypton? No. It's either copper or potassium. Should we go for potassium? It's potassium. How many minutes are in one day? Is it A, 1,440, B, 1,640, C, 86,400, or D, 720? How many minutes are in a day? Is it A, 1,440, 1,640, 86,400, or 720? Kendo says it's C. How many minutes in a day? Come on. It's not rocket science. Starfish says B. Nubian says 1440A. Dinny says B. Rich T says B. Gonzo Johnny is saying all right. So we've got different opinions here. It looks like it's not D. Correct. Is it 86,000? I don't think it is it? No. So is it A or B? Here we go. It's A, 1440. 3 of these can be poisonous to humans. Which one can't? Is it A, dandelion, B, rhododendron, C, lily of the valley, or D, foxglove? I know the answer to this. Which one is poisonous to humans? Is it A, dandelion, or can be poisonous to humans? Which one can't? Okay, which one can't be poisonous? Is it A, dandelion, B, rhododendron, lily of the valley, or foxglove? Ninja's out. Ninja says it's D. Foxglove. Kenda, are you now? Remember what I said there. 3 of these can be poisonous to humans. Which one can't? It's which one can't. Okay. Yeah, I think we all know the answer to this one. It is this one, dandelion, because you can make dandelion tea. Yeah. In June 2008, NASA announced that it believed the Phoenix spacecraft had found what on Mars? Was it ice, Elvis, life, or dust? Was it ice, Elvis, life, or dust? In June 2008, NASA announced that it had believed the Phoenix spacecraft found what on Mars? Found what on Mars? As if it got more like it's in Iceland or something. How ridiculous. James says it's A, ice. Yeah. Spanish says it's A. Yeah. Kendo A. Yeah. Dennis says C, life. No, don't be silly. Rich T says C. They didn't find life, did they? Did they find life? Spanish says chocolate. Galaxy. They found galaxy, mate. Oh, that was quite good. Is it Elvis? No. Is it dust? No. So it's either ice or life. Is it life? No, it was ice. Of course it was. Which physiologist worked with dogs for his experiments in classical conditioning responses? Which physiologist worked with dogs for his experiments in classical conditioning responses? Was it A, Immanuel Kant? Careful. B, Wilhelm Wundt. C, Sigmund Freud. Or D, Ivan Pavlov? I know the answer to this one. Is it which physiologist worked with dogs for his experiments in classical conditioning? A, B, C, or D? Gonzo saying D. Mascara saying C. Miss Blue Sky saying D. Kendo saying D. Starfish saying D. James saying C. And Nubian saying Pavlov. I know it's not this one. I know it's not this one. I know it's not this one. So it's this one. It's Pavlov's dog. Of course it was. What part of the body does gout usually affect? I know this one as well. Wow. Is it A, the big toe, B, the earlobes, C, the ankles, or D, tip of the nose? Which part of the body does gout usually affect? Is it A, the big toe, B, earlobes, C, ankles, or D, tip of the nose? Kendo saying A, big toe. Nubin saying big toe. Kitty saying big toe. Dinny saying big toe. James is saying big toe. Spanish is saying toes. Toes. The big toes have it. Thank you very much. Which is not, this is question 7, which is not one of the 3 phenotype human eye colors? Which is not one of the 3 phenotypic, is it? Human eye colors. Is it green, black, brown, or blue? Is it A, green? Is it B, black, C, brown, or blue? I think I know the answer to this one as well. Okay. Which is not one of the 3 phenotypic human eye colors? Sorry if I said that wrong. Spanish Chicken says B. Spanish says camel toe. I think that was the previous answer. Mascara says B. James says, what did James say? It's just moved up. B. Rich T says B. Starfish Trooper says pink. Is it green? No. Is it brown? No. Is it blue? No. Of course it was black. Unless you're an alien, of course. From which country does the golden retriever originate? Oh, is it A, Switzerland, B, France, C, Canada, or D, Scotland? Which country does the golden retriever originate? Switzerland, France, Canada, or Scotland? A, B, C, or D? Dinny is saying, that might be the previous answer. I don't know. He's saying C. James is saying, Kendo saying D. James is saying D. Nubian saying C as well. Miss Blue Sky saying not a Scooby-Doo, which is a dog, of course, anyway. Gonzo Johnny saying C. Any starters for 10? Any more now? Come on now. Any more now? Spanish Chicken saying D. Starfish Troopers saying A. Switzerland. Okay. I actually don't know the answer to this. So is it Scotland? It was Scotland. Well, I never. There you go. And question 9. Which color blood cells contain hemoglobin to oxygen to the cells? I think I know the answer to this one as well. Which color blood cells contain hemoglobin to carry oxygen to the cells? Is it A, blue, B, red, C, white, or D, green? Which color blood cells contain hemoglobin to carry oxygen to the cells? Is it A, blue, B, red, C, white, or D, green? Rich T says B. Mascara says B. Let me move this out of the way. New Bean says red. Dennis says A, blue. Spanish says B, red. Miss Blue Sky says A. Kendo says B. Oh, we've got some different answers here. Dinny saying A. Starfish Trooper says B. Gonzo says B. And let's have a look. Is it green? Is it white? Is it blue? Of course, it's the red cells. And last but not least, even, a condor. Condor. A condor is a species of which family of birds? Is it A, eagle, B, vulture, C, crow, or D, seagull? A condor is a species of which family of birds? Eagle, vulture, crow, or seagull? James Owen is saying B, vulture. Nubian saying vulture. Kendo saying vulture. Gonzo saying vulture. Mascara saying eagle. Rich T saying eagle. Miss Blue Sky, I saying D for the lols. A crow. Rich T, Starfish is saying A. I'm going to go with A. I thought it was an eagle. Last one. I know it's not a seagull, and I'm pretty sure it's not a crow. Is it an eagle or vulture? Da, 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 da. It's a vulture. Oh, there we go. We scored 51 points between us. Well done, everyone. That, ladies and gentlemen, I've gone over my time. It's blimey, I was only meant to do an hour show. Look, and I've already done an hour and a half. Right, that completes our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's been great seeing everyone and a few faces that I haven't seen for a while. I'm going to put the invite link up now. Remember, I won't be back next week, okay, because I'm away. So I'll be back in 2 weeks' time to give you another health show and a chat show. Yeah, I've really enjoyed tonight. It's been pretty fast, and maybe I hope you like the way I'm presenting the show now. Let me know. Comment if you can. Hit the like button, and if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Keep coming back for more and more health stuff. And don't forget, we've got Pete and Cookie tomorrow. We've got Steve on Thursday, and we've got Jimmy still doing Saturday night. He's doing the late shift between 10 and 12. And come and join me now. Thanks, Rich T. Enjoy your break. Thank you very much. That's great. Have a great holiday. It says Snake. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm off down to Bournemouth and Poole down that way. And hopefully I'll get some sunshine or maybe get to go into the sea, but it's not looking good for next week. It really isn't. So if you want to jump in, I'm going to stay for 10 minutes just to get whoever wants to come in, and then I'm going to go off and go and finish off my spaghetti bolognese. All right. Nice to see everyone again. Thanks again for joining me, and I shall see you all very, very soon. And but for now, bye-bye. And remember, they may come as good as you, but they don't come any better. Bye-bye.